I sometimes don't like to practice with a yoga mat. Some people do. You find a comfortable place to sit and we will begin. Go ahead and rest your hands in your lap and anywhere that's comfortable. And as you settle into your sit bones, allow your shoulders to stack over your hips. And we'll just begin here by taking 3 deep breaths in through the nose and out the nose. Allowing your belly to soften as you exhale. And on the inhale, feel your rib cage fully expand. Taking one more breath. And then slowly bring your hands to your heart. And then allowing yourself to just melt into a natural rhythm to your breath. Here we'll take 3 Oms, spelled O-M, pronounced A-U-M. And as you breathe in through the nose and empty out the breath through the mouth, we will now take our Oms 3 times. Inhale. Resting into the sound that you just created, the vibration in your body, and that universal sound of Om stimulates your parasympathetic nervous system, settling you. And just notice how you're now present. You can release your hands into your lap and take another deep breath in. This time, exhale out the mouth. We'll take that breath 2 more times, feeling the sigh out the mouth, maybe an audible sigh. And one more time, continuing to arrive. Now we will begin our asana practice. Go ahead and find a standing position. Go ahead and take that standing position to the top of the mat. And you want your feet to be hip distance apart. Take a big shoulder roll back and let the palms open. From here, allow your eyes just to dim at a level that is just across the horizon from your eyes. Soft bend in the knees. And start to bring energy up through the legs into the thighs as you feel the thighs move up towards your hips. Now notice how that moves the body a little bit. And start to bring in the belly button towards the spine. And you're breathing in and out through your nose. And as you feel that opening in the collarbones, see if the fingertips can stretch a little further towards the ground. And at the same time, you feel the length of your spine growing and the crown of the head moving towards the sky. Standing mountain pose. In Sanskrit, the word is Tadasana. Now from here, we'll take another deep breath in through the nose and out the mouth. And now we will begin. Take another breath in. This time reach up to the sky with your fingertips. Keep the belly drawn in. And as you reach, feel those shoulder blades continue to roll down the back. So you're not lifting the shoulders up towards your ears. The hands can be touching or they could be about shoulder width apart. Continue to breathe and see if you can continue to reach and feel that spine get a little longer. Now exhale, bring your hands through your heart, take a bend in your knees, fold forward over your thighs, letting the head reach down towards the ground. You can bend your knees as much as you'd like in a forward fold. For me this morning, my hamstrings are a little tight. I'm going to take a deep bend, let my belly rest at my thighs. See if you can let your head go. Shake it no. And then gently swing the head into a yes. And then do that no again. Continue to breathe. And then go ahead and move the head into a yes. You're going to lift the heart forward, lifting the gaze just to the top of the mat. Take a deep breath in. And then exhale, fold. And do that 2 more times. On the inhale, lengthen the spine. Try not to crank the head up. And then as you exhale, fold. And see in this last turn if the legs can get a little longer. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, fold. From here, we're going to rise back up to stand. Feel the knees bend along the way as the belly draws into the spine. Roll up and then inhale, reach up. This time, exhale your hands to your heart. Good. Let's take it a little faster this round. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, fold forwards. Inhale, halfway lift, so lengthening the spine. And exhale, fold. Rise back up to stand, reaching the arms up on the tip of the inhale. Exhale your hands to your heart. 1 more round like that. Inhale, stretch, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. And then 1 more time, take it back up to standing Tadasana. Reach up to that upward prayer position. Let the hands come together at the heart. Now we're going to add on. We're going to come into a full sun salutation A. Take a breath in, reach the arms. Exhale, fold forward. On the inhale, lengthen the spine. From here, plant your hands all the way down to the ground and step your feet back. This time, let's take it to downward facing dog. As you lift the hips, the feet come hip width apart and the hands shoulder width apart. Let your head come right in between your biceps. So it's not all the way down to the ground. It's not lifting up and looking forward, but the ears are right in line with your arms. Now bend your knees, starting with the knees over-exaggerated bent, and see if the chest can move towards the thighs. That really stretches underneath your arms. Take a nice long breath and allow the heels to come down towards the ground a little further. Take another deep breath like that. And exhale. Now on the breath in, come forward to your plank pose. As the shoulders come over your wrists. You can modify this with the knees down. I'm going to take that for my first round this morning. You decide, high plank or a modified plank with the knees on your mat. Now let your gaze just be right in between your thumbs, your fingertips. Take another long breath. As you feel when you come from high plank to low plank, your elbows go back towards your knees and they squeeze into the rib cage. Come all the way down. When you're ready, exhale, chest to the ground. Point the toes. Roll the shoulder blades back. Squeeze the elbows into your ribs and start to lift your heart forward. This first round of Cobra. Take a couple breaths. Feeling the thighs engaged on the ground and the tops of the feet rooted. Go ahead and take one more breath. And then exhale, come back to the ground. Press through your palms, slide your hands, or your chest up, walk your hands back underneath your shoulders. Tabletop. Take a breath in as you tuck your toes. And then as you exhale, lift your hips, downward facing dog. This round is our first round of our sun salutation. We're taking it really slow. We're just building up the heat to this yang practice. Follow your breath in, walk your feet up to your hands. As you make it to the top, halfway lift. And then as you exhale, fold forwards. You might hear my baby in the background, and she's just waking up. Grandma's taking care of her. Let's do it again. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, fold. And last round. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, let it go. Come all the way up to the top. Standing tall. Reaching to the sky, and exhale your hands to your heart. All right, we're going to take that 2 more rounds. We're going to take it a little faster. Follow your breath in, and then as you exhale, let your hands come down by your sides. Standing mountain pose, reaching the fingertips to the ground as the crown of the head moves up towards the sky. Good. Inhale, lift the arms, lengthen. Exhale, bow forwards. Inhale, halfway lift, long spine. Exhale the hands all the way down. Step it back this time to your plank pose right away. Take a deep breath here in plank, your choice to modify. And then exhale, lower down. Keep those elbows really tight up against the rib cage. Untuck the toes, point them, tops of the feet rooted, roll the shoulders back. Inhale, lift the heart. And then exhale, come back down. Press up on an inhale to that tabletop as you tuck the toes. And then exhale, lift the knees, downward facing dog. 3 breaths here. Remember the position in the head, and then allow the arms to get longer. Knees can stay bent. Let's take another round of the breath. And then inhale, walk your feet up to your hands. Find that halfway lift. And exhale, fold forwards. Feel the ground underneath your feet, rise all the way up, reach up. And exhale your hands to your heart. Bring them down by your sides. One more round. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, grow the heart forwards, halfway lift. Exhale to plank, your choice. Walk back, continue to exhale, high plank to low plank. Inhale, cobra. Exhale to downward facing dog. So maybe that's a one fell swoop, or you find that tabletop to transition. Follow the breath. And now we bring the feet forwards. On the inhale, come all the way up, halfway lift. Exhale and fold. Root through your feet. Let's take it all the way up. Upward mountain. And exhale your hands to your heart. And reach them down by your sides. Let's add on. We're going to come into our sun salutation B. From here, we just add a couple more poses. I'm going to adjust my feet to bring my big toes to touch, and I about 2 inches in between my heels. You can also take the variation of this next pose in your width of your hips. So from here, I'm going to bend the knees, and we're going to find chair pose. Squeezing those knees towards the midline if your feet are together, or giving that space a hug towards each other so you can activate your inner thighs. The weight here is a little further back into the heel so you can sit down. And the gaze is moving towards the hands, but you can also keep it forwards if the neck feels comfortable there. Under the belly in towards the spine, and take your breaths, noticing what's coming in and what's surfacing here for you. All right, beautiful. Follow your exhale, fold forwards. Inhale, halfway lift. Feel the length grow all the way up into the neck. And then exhale, plant the palms. Step back to your plank. It's familiar. Inhale, plank, or all the way down, exhale. Cobra on the inhale. If you have the practice of up dog, I'm not going to cue that today. Feel free to do that here. And then exhale, downward facing dog. On the next inhale, lift the right leg to the sky. As you exhale, bring this knee forwards towards the nose, and then set that right foot down in between your hands. If you get about halfway, you can always take your hands and help that foot forwards. Now set your left heel down. Make sure that left foot is at a 45 degrees. And either walk this right foot over for extra balance, or if you have practice, heel to heel alignment. When you're ready, begin to lift up as the hands reach up to the sky. We're here for about 5 breaths in this first round. You can start by bringing your hands here into the hips, and you're practicing drawing the belly button towards the top of the mat. But if the hips aren't square, that's okay. We're just allowing the body to move in its natural rhythm. This is your first round of doing yoga. And we're drawing the right knee towards the ankle. And try not to let it go to the inside. And bring it towards the pinky toe. Eventually the hands move up and together, and the gaze moves up towards the hands. Take a deep breath in. Now exhale, bring your hands to the ground. Take a step back into your plank pose on the inhale. And exhale, come down. Cobra pose, inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. Left side, left leg lifts high. Exhale, draw forwards between the hands. Set it down. Right heel comes down to the ground. Alignment here. The hips moving towards the top of the mat. The knee moving towards the pinky toe over the ankle. And 5 breaths. Shoulders coming down the back, away from the ears. Belly coming in towards the spine. Relax your jaw. Maybe bring a smile into the face. Allow any and all sensations to rise in the body. Noticing if there's any pain. Maybe there needs to be a back off of the pose. It's okay if there's discomfort. It means there's something working. Take one more breath. And exhale, release, palms down. Step back to your plank. Exhale, chaturanga, high plank to low plank. Cobra pose on the inhale. Downward facing dog on the exhale. Let's stay here. 3 breaths. By now you can be feeling heat. Let's take it forwards, top of the mat, halfway lift. And exhale, fold. Root through the earth with your feet. Rise all the way up to the sky. Hands come overhead. And exhale the hands to your heart. Reach them down by your sides. One last round. In this round, we're going to take it faster. So the breath will be 1 breath per count. The transitions will be 1 breath. If you liked that first pace, you can stay right there. All right. Take 1 more breath where you are. Now bend your knees. Sweep the hands up. I'm taking the other variation of chair with the feet wide. And exhale, fold forwards. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step or hop back, but I'm going to take the step. And lower down. Inhale, cobra pose. Exhale, downward facing dog. Right foot lifts high. And step forward, Virabhadrasana 1. This is warrior 1. Inhale, lift up. And exhale, come back to the earth, plank. Step back on the inhale, exhale, lower. Cobra or upward facing dog, you choose. Downward facing dog, exhale. Left leg, I know this is a little faster. Exhale, bring it forwards. Stay with it. Warrior 1, second side. Feel the breath. Move to the top. And exhale. Come all the way through plank and lower. Inhale to your back bend. Exhale, downward facing dog. Okay, you're making it here. As you arrive, 3 breaths. Breathing into all the spaces here in the body. You're noticing any tension. Relax your jaw, the muscles in your face. Beautiful. Now take your gaze forward as you bend your knees. Transition your choice. Maybe practices the hop or this big step forwards. I'm going to practice the hop today. As you take your breath into your halfway lift. And exhale, fold. Finding your chair pose. I think I didn't find that the first time. Now you get it here in the second round. Finishing the sun salutation bees with your chairs. Okay, now we can stand up. Reach up. Spread those fingertips as you reach to the sky. And then exhale. Bring your hands all the way down by your sides. All right. Take a deep breath in. And a long breath out. Now step back into the center of your mat and finding the left leg, bringing all the weight over into the left side. And from here, you'll start to lift the right knee up into the chest and bring the knee in. Flex that ankle. And I'm near a wall. You can always use a wall for balance. So you can hold it, the opposite hand, or hold it with the same. If you've got both hands on the knee, draw the knee in towards that right shoulder. So from here, we're going to hold this right knee with the right hand. If you're going to use a wall, the left hand will go to the wall. Otherwise, grabbing that right big toe with your peace fingers in the right hand. And then adjusting the spine onto the knee, just press the knee into the palm. So now the thumbs. This is our last standing pose before we practice our yin. So I'm going to give you the challenge of being here a little longer than you would typically be here in a vinyasa class. Good. 3 more breaths. There it is. And it's okay if you come out of the pose, no big deal. You just re-ground that left leg and come back. 1 more breath. And slowly bring the knee forwards before you set it down. Exhale, set that right foot down. And I'm going to shake out my legs because that feels good to me. You can find stillness as well. All right, deep breath in, roll the shoulders back, realigning your Tadasana, firing up your thighs, drawing the belly in, and shifting into that right leg. We'll come to the other side. Take the variation that feels good to you, first by bringing the knee up towards the shoulder. And this is good practice even right here to do that Tadasana energy through that standing leg and through your torso, and then opening the collarbones. Good. So take the variation of your extended leg, standing balance pose as we begin to bring the knee forward, or the peace finger grab on the toes to extend the leg, and then slowly open it out to the side. Good. I always feel like a pirate in this pose when I take this variation. And then finding the variation of the arms and the gaze that will challenge you to just get a little outside of your comfort zone. Good. Stretching the boundary here as we open up that left hip and we gaze to the right side. Feeling that polarity of where the eyes are and where the knees are. Good. Let's take 3 more breaths from here. Focusing in on the breath and the alignment in the body. And last breath. Bring your gaze forward, bring the knee back forwards. As you exhale, release. And feel free to shake out the legs. Good. We're going to come back to the top of the mat. From here, straighten out the arms, roll the shoulders back, take a deep breath in. And then reach up on the next breath in. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. From here, we bring the hands down. We walk the feet back on the exhale. And then we lower the knees down. We're going to come right into a child's pose as our first yin pose. So widen the knees. Bring your big toes to touch. Stretch the hands forward. And rest your forehead on your yoga mat. We're going to just allow the breath to be exactly the way it is. You might feel some opening sensation in the hips. That's a good thing. And notice if the shoulders are engaged. See if you can let them relax. With every exhale, you're starting to melt the hips a little closer towards your heels. If you notice, you can actually walk your hands back a little further and bring your hips closer to your heels. Feel free to adjust. Continue to breathe and notice your breath. In a typical yin class, if you take a full class that's yin, you may notice the poses are held for 4, 5, 6 minutes at a time. We've already reached beyond 1 minute. In a restorative class, you'll take that even longer. So what you're wanting to just be aware of are obviously the sensations in the body and your breath, where the breath is going in to the hips here in this pose, the lower back, underneath the arms, wherever you feel the sensation of the stretch. And as time goes on, you may notice this habit or pattern of needing to move or fidget. See if you can just be with those sensations. Be with the itch. It's the practice of meditation. Okay. Just 30 more seconds we'll take on this side. Follow your breath the last 3 breaths. Maybe make the breath a little bit bigger. And as you exhale, notice that softening. I'm going to do 2 more poses. The first pose will come forward, rise up onto your forearms, bring your knees in, and then as you bring your elbows under the shoulders, you're going to walk your feet back and bring the knees down and rest the belly down into the floor. Come into a Sphinx pose. As the elbows are right underneath the shoulders, the forearms are parallel and the fingertips spread wide. You're going to notice how the pelvis and the pubic bone rest against the ground. That's good. The backs of the legs are long. And start to open the shoulders just a little bit. Not a whole lot of engagement in the upper body other than just holding you upright. And then allow your legs to rest. Sometimes you could take this variation with engaged legs, but we're going to practice the yin variation. So as you start to melt into this back bend, I just look side to side just so that way I can find that neutral position in my neck. And then you can have the neck up at a very neutral position in alignment with the spine. Or some variations, people like to look down and allow the neck to get a stretch. And that's where I'm going to take my practice today. If you're taking this neck stretch with me, we're going to just subtly let the left ear come a little closer to the left shoulder so you can get a stretch up that right side of the neck. And then you'll just come back to the center. And then do the right ear towards the right shoulder. And then slowly bring it back to the center. Let's take our last 5 breaths right here. Notice if your glutes are engaged, just give them permission to rest. Everything other than this upper body is holding you here in this back bend. Feel your belly press against your mat. And allow the belly to relax as it exhales. All right. You're going to gently bring one elbow at a time, nice and wide, and let your chest come all the way down. Bring your hands stacked on your mat. Turn your forehead, if you wish, to the side. And just rest, belly down, Shavasana. Now from here, we're going to roll all the way onto our back. So you can extend one arm and roll as you come all the way onto your back. Bring your knees in to your chest and give yourself a hug. In this position, you can roll side to side if that feels good in your back, giving it a little massage. Always feeling your breath, noticing where the breath is. For me, it's in my low back here. I can breathe into my kidneys. And then pause in the center. You start to relax your arms. Sit your feet back down in your yoga mat, and then extend one leg at a time. As you extend the legs, let the feet turn out just a bit so you can have that opening here. And then rolling your shoulder blades down your back, extending your arms out next to your sides. So we find our last pose today, Shavasana, a time to rest, and just a time to breathe. Go ahead and close your eyes. We're just here for a minute or two, so allow the body just to be in a state of silence, unmoving. Allowing all of your practice of yang and yin to integrate. Breathe in and out naturally at the nose. And if you're noticing the mind wander, just bring the attention to your breath. And stay here as long as you'd like. From my heart to yours, thank you for sharing your practice today. Many blessings to you. Namaste.